Welcome back to my shop. Today we have quite a complicated project and a few other issues we have to deal with. So first I would like to start with a call for help with some ideas. As you can see, what I've laid here is a nice big chunk of what I can only assume is an offcut of a beam. It's about 60 centimeters long, a little bit shorter, 58 centimeters long. Let's call it 2 feet. And it is 12 centimeters high, so let's call it 4.5 inch. And it is 20 centimeters, which equals to, I don't know, 8 inches, 8.5 inches. If any of you guys have any idea what to do with a slab of wood like this, I'm open to suggestion, and I will, if any good ideas come through, then I would give it a go. So thank you with that. For today's project, one of my subscribers, Mr. Alan Simpson from Ireland, has sent me a box full of wood, and I'm very excited because it's actually the first subscriber or anyone that sends me wood to turn. So here is the box he sent me. So first of all, there's this wood, this piece of wood. This is boxwood. Great fine detail work. Thank you, Alan, for stating that on the wood and in the letter that he added to the box. So this is boxwood. I've never worked with boxwood, but it looks very solid. It's very heavy. I love the bark. The bark is amazing. If I'll do something with this, it will probably I will try to figure out how to do something with a natural edge, because the bark is quite amazing. The bark looks like the skin of I think it's called the Thing from the Fantastic Four. It's all scaly and it's a little bit soft, but I think it can be preserved if done correctly. So this is a very nice piece of boxwood. I've got 2 branches or limbs of yaw, which I've never worked with, but I've seen a lot of Robbie the Woodturner work with it. You can find the link to his channel down in the description of the video. This is a very nice large piece of spalted beech, which we will be using for today's project. It's got very nice figures and colors going around. I can't wait to turn this and see what's inside. It looks very nice. Spalted beech. And the crown jewels of this shipment, I've got 2 pieces of bog oak. Let me move this to the side. I've got 2 pieces of bog oak. This bog oak was actually dated by Mr. Allen, and it was dated to 900 and something AD. So we're talking about 1,000 plus minus years old wood. Alan has warned me that it tends to be flaky and sensitive, so to go really easy and take my time while working in it with it. If I see some cracks or some defects or something that comes up during the turning, some CA glue will harden that up. The idea for what I want to do today is actually a lidded vessel. And if you remember, I've tried once to create a small lidded vessel with another piece of spalted wood. It's one of my earlier videos, and it didn't work. So this will be a second try of a vessel, and I'm going to use this large piece instead of the small one I had before. And again, this lidded box I'm going to try and make will be in the style of Cindy Drozda, which is she's one of my favorite turners out there. The simplicity and the elegance of the things she turns is absolutely fantastic. What I thought about doing is taking this piece of mahogany that I have, which is much larger than what I need in order to make what I want. So what I think of doing is gluing both of these up pretty much centered, and then I will part off just about a centimeter that will remain glued to the piece, and be extra careful while spindle turning these two pieces, so a lot of things to go wrong. And I really hope that I will be able to create something really nice from these beautiful pieces of wood, giving honor to the style of Cindy Drozda, and obviously many thanks to Alan for sending me this wood.
Think about you when I'm making a mistake, when I'm screaming at a man through the plexiglass of a store on the corner of my favorite avenue. My best friend's digging through his pockets for change as he counts. Turn with a smile on my face, I say I know that things are tight. Do you have enough for two? Say these types of things like to skip a generation, like the stones I've tossed and tossed across the rivers. Matter the length they go will always sink to the river's bed. You were buried underneath the dirt and the sand. Current washed away your sins and you're a brand new man. You left everyone you had to try and stand on their own. Gives me comfort knowing that my son be okay. Notice at first when my eyes start to sag, when I look in the mirror when I'm done throwing back a couple double-bagged bottles as we sit in the van that's parked behind the bar. Above the front door hangs a neon lit key that greets us, meets us, never leaves our glasses empty. But it's me who always takes it too far. Say these types of things, they just run in your blood like it was sewn in your skin. You didn't have to sign up. No, it's one in the bag with the thief comes a running with the bag.
Man, do I love mahogany. It's just beautiful wood. I love the color and the grain and everything about it. So now we're going to glue these two pieces flat, roughly in the center, obviously. The more centered, the better it will be.
Get the gun. You were scattered underneath the harvest moon, and the wind blew your ashes through the fields of your youth that you worked so hard on all your life. Now you're gone. Gives me comfort knowing that my son be okay. Be alright. Be okay. Be just fine. I picked it up quickly, yeah, it came in my sleep after a clumsy walk home through the spinning streets that led me back to a mattress on the floor. Sail off to that same.
The most important thing is that there will be full contact between the two pieces, so the glue up would be effective. Well, nothing left but to leave this to dry for now. We'll give it a few hours to dry. While we are waiting for the glue to dry, we're going to start working on the foot and the finial. Maybe I'm jumping the gun a little bit, but I really want to get through these as quickly as possible, so they will be ready.
Get that uncomfortable, you look just like him, and boy, that man is quite a fish, so you best learn how to swim. Lived by a statement like that, would it make you happy? Maybe these things, they just skip a generation. Maybe these things, they really run in your blood. And maybe, just Guess maybe you never gave two shits about us. 'Cause you were buried underneath the dirt and the grass. The falling leaves pierced my shoulders like a nail through the back. In that life that you left behind, they still love you. They still love you.
As you can see, there's quite a large crack here, which is quite unfortunate, but this piece is so unique to me. And look at this grain, it's absolutely beautiful. And look at the cuts also coming from the skew while rubbing the bevel. If I was going to sand this right now, I would start at 180, 240. It's very smooth, very nice. I would love to see this with a finish. But we have this big crack here. This we will have to address. I don't know how deep it goes, but just to be sure, what I'll do is get some CA glue, fill this up with CA using some of the dust I've created right now, a lot of fine powdery shavings, and I will just push it in there. I think I'll probably go and grab a couple of toothpicks to help me push everything inside tightly, and then we'll take it from there.
Oh, you don't know, you don't know, you don't know. Oh, you don't know, you don't know, you don't know.
Well, this is the shape. I'm happy with it, and we're going to sand it now very, very, very delicately. And we're going to start with a high. I prefer to sand for more time with a higher grit paper to get a better result, so we'll do that. this parted off, I just need to sand the bottom with a Dremel tool. Let me focus. This is the foot. This will be the foot for our vessel. This is the tenon, the concave shape where my form will fit the foot. This will sand off and it's finished and ready. This is the second day of our project, and the next part is probably the part I'm most scared of. What we have here is a piece of spalted beech glued to a piece of mahogany, and the original idea was for me to chuck this up this way using a friction chuck to part off a little bit of the mahogany, because I don't need all this width and I would like to save what I can for a different project. But I've been thinking about it in the past few hours, and it seems to me that I'm completely unsure that the spalted beech is strong enough to accept the screw and hold it. So what I am planning to do now is a little bit different. I'm going to keep the entire piece of mahogany with the screw to use it to chuck it up, and then I will part a small piece of the spalted beech to use as the lid later on, and I will glue this little piece of what I believe to be black locust that I have left over from a different project. I will glue this at the back of the piece so I could use it as a tenon. So, as much as I'm scared to do it, the only thing that is left is actually to mount this and turn it. So, fingers crossed and wish me luck. I'm going for it.
from my brain. It used to be I'd hang on all your na-na-na-na-nas. It's not like that anymore.
Okay, it took me the better part of half an hour to round this off. I actually had to go a lot smaller in diameter than I wanted to, because there were some really funky parts on the outside I had to get rid of. But now that I'm inside, I can see that first of all the colors are just beautiful, and the shapes that I have here with the spalting lines, the different colorations of the wood with the different fungus. It's like a textbook piece of wood. I'm looking at the glue line, the connection between the form, and it is and it is absolutely perfect. It is smooth and straight. The transition is perfect. You can't feel it. Obviously you can see it because the different colors of the wood, but there's no gaps, there's nothing. The spalted beech is much firmer than I thought it was, so I'm reconsidering my plan to glue this piece on the back of it. Obviously I need to sand this part also before I glue it, but I just might not use it. Making do with a smaller diameter means that the vessel will be smaller, which is not always a bad idea. I can see there's a lot of tear out, but I went a little bit of aggressively on the last cut with the ball gouge, and I didn't take my time really. I just wanted to smooth it all out to have a look. So obviously I have to take it a little bit more carefully. As you can see, this part especially, and this part. Okay, so the first order of business would be to part 1.5 centimeters, maybe 2 centimeters at the end of this piece, so we could use it later as a lid. So let's do that.
So we fall, but all in all, I think we're better off this way. Sing to me sweetly of the end and leave me one.
Okay, this is the piece we will use as a lid. We'll probably turn the lid from this side to get a little bit of coloration inside of it, and not from the center. Okay, we'll save this for later.
One less song. Suddenly say goodbye, my love. Let go and start again. I listened for the rain to stop while lying in your bed, and stared at imperfections on your wall. I will not be, I cannot be, don't wanna be yours no more. You whisper tenderly in my ear, but I'm not angry, I'm not sad, just disappointed. Sing to me sweetly of the end and leave me one last song, one last song. Suddenly say goodbye, my love. Let go and start again.
Just wanted to show you for a second there the type of shavings I'm working with now. As you can see, tiny flaky angel hair. It is no dust, it's cobweb thin shavings. It's really fine shavings. And the AC works exactly as intended. I'm going to take this down a little bit more. Okay, I'm going to apply pressure on the center, so it will be level when I close it. And if you let me show you just a second before I close it, I did leave a small shoulders here, so it will be flush against the lip of the jaws. Let me just clean a little bit the jaws from dust. I'm sorry, let me clean the jaws from dust a little bit. Okay, and again pressure on the center so it will be level, and I'm not going to apply a lot of force. This is spalted wood after all, so I'm just looking for a good grip and not compress it too much. Make sure that it's the next day. Yesterday I've finished sanding the outside of this vessel. I've sanded it down to 600 and I will give it the paste abrasive wax treatment later. I want to do it now because I still have the bottom of the vessel to finish out once I'm done with the hollowing, which is what comes next, and it's probably the part I'm most scared of. I'm sure someone like Sam from the Wyoming Woodturner looks at something like this and says, okay, that's like 20-minute work and then 10 minutes to give it the finish and complete something completely amazing. But for someone like me, this is a scary adventure I'm going into.
Sometime out of mind, I'd like to know her.
Done! This thing is hollow. I'm so happy. I hope you can hear it in my voice, but this is such a relief to have hollowed this out without, well, with just one incident. Okay, at this point, once everything is done and sanded smooth inside and outside, before I'm going to flip this vessel around and mount it to finish the back end, I'm going to apply a finish to the ring of mahogany, because once this is turned out the other way around, the ring is not accessible anymore, and once I remove the tenon, I don't have any way to mount this. Well, I can create some friction chuck and other things, but it will be much easier for me to just apply the finish on the mahogany ring now, and once this is turned around, the entire body is accessible without any problems to the finish. So we'll do the ring first, then we'll flip it around and do the body. Obviously we'll do the body after I will refine and take out the tenon, and also create a small mortise for my turned foot, if you remember it.
You say in Versailles, but you're gonna stutter. Yeah, no, fall apart, baby, you're coming my way. With loving so good, you gotta let me stay. Your talk all night, I was listening in. Won't you take my time, but you block my end. I say we both got made up, but way of love. It was a holding fine, but not ever good enough. Yeah.
I think you can plainly see that this is more than enough. That's just lovely. Okay, this part's done and over with. Let's remove this and let's turn this tool around, this vessel around. There we go, let me show it to you a little bit closer. That is a nice finish on this mahogany. Look at that. Okay, right. All fun and games. Now I'm going to mount this lightly and gently the other way around. The jaws are gonna go inside and this ring will rest against the shoulder of the jaws. I'm going to use a paper towel so I won't scratch the finish. It's already on it. Okay, so lightly, pressure, and now I'm going to open up the jaws very gently. I don't want to apply a lot of pressure, just enough pressure to hold this without marking it. I don't want to break the ring with the pressure from the inside. Let me tear out some of the paper. A little bit too much of it tore out, but I guess it's okay. Let's see how this turns.
Say all the right things at the right times. You say all the right things at the right times. Hey, baby. So what did the good king say? I was inches away. Well, you never had any idea how to clean the spot. Yeah, say soon if you're good, baby, it won't have to take you too long. No, we were going so well, so long as you're in my arms. Yeah, you say all the right things at the right times. You say all the right things at the right times. Come on now, come on girl, you know we got it. Here we go now. Oh yeah, alright, yeah, oh yeah, alright. You say all the right things at the right times. You say all the right things, all the right times. Baby, you say all the right things.
There we go, this is the lid. Obviously I forgot that we need to drill the hole. This is going to have to go back, but just for our viewing pleasure we're going to see how this fits. I think this is quite nice. it pops out. We are at the final stretch of our project. Okay. This is another piece of bog oak, and hopefully this will become a finial to top our vessel. So we're going to start up by rounding this up, and then we'll remove the tailstock, make sure it all runs true, and we'll start shaping the finial.
This is a Ryan Little production.
Well, I had to stop there for a minute because my battery ran out. So while it was recharging, I took a look at what I've done here, and I've decided that the base was a little bit too large for my taste and for the shape of the lid. So I took it down a little bit, a few millimeters, just to make it smaller. Now I will create the tenon that will slide into the hole that we've made in the lid, and I already took the measurement here. So to recap, we have the foot of our vessel, we have our actual vessel. Let me recap again. The foot of our vessel from bog oak, we have spalted beech as the vessel, and we have a mahogany rim, and to go with that we have a spalted beech lid topped by a bog oak finial. So a couple of drops of CA glue should do the trick. Give it some pressure. set this aside and give it the same treatment. Couple of drops. And over here, spread it around, and give it a shake, and presto. I think it will be safe now to assemble all of it together very carefully. I know you don't get to see much from the top view, but this is the vessel from the top. I can switch you now to our presentation angle. The journey has come to an end. Is that too dramatic? I'm happy to present to you the bog oak, spalted beech, mahogany little vessel. My very first successful little vessel, inspired by Cindy Drozda. Not as pretty as hers, obviously, but I think it is not a bad effort. Let me give you another angle. Thank you very much for joining me for this project. I hope to see you again soon in my shop.